This video app review is brought to you by the iPhoneAppReview.com.
What's up, everybody? This is Luke Patrick with the iPhoneAppReview.com. We're slinging out yet another video review today. This time taking a look at an application that's specific to the iPad. This application is called MoneyWiz. As you can see, it's right there on my springboard ready to go. I've even got a notification, which we'll talk more about in just a second. What this application is, just to give a brief description, is essentially an app that does sort of the same features that a service like Mint.com would. Mint is something that we use personally a lot to track our finances. Likewise, we use it to budget, etc., our money, and to just kind of track our progress financially, so we stay on top of things. MoneyWiz offers the same sort of functionality. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Before we go any further, this is available for $4.99 in the App Store, which is an extremely fair price in our opinion. And we're just going to go ahead and say that we absolutely love this app. It's a great way to track your finances, and as such, we have given it a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. With all that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and dive in and just show you why we gave it that. Starting with the account creation. Obviously, as we've mentioned, that this is like Mint. You get to create your accounts. We've created 2 testing accounts here that we did run this through. Some of our own personal finances earlier, just to give it a more personable feel as we tried it out, but we've created these test accounts just to use now. The testing account that we've used here is just a basic checking account, which you can create. You can create new accounts simply by hitting the Add Account. And then this beautiful interface pops up, and you can hit Checking, Cash, Credit, Savings Account, however you'd like to do it. We may create a savings account here in just a second to show you that. Once that's done, you actually have the account right here. You can set the starting balance, and then you add transactions as they appear. I've added the sales, which would be an income, as you can see with the little green tab right there, of $2,768, which brings my initial budget of $4,000 up to $6,768. Obviously, it's just an intuitive way to track things. It automatically does it. You don't have to do any adding. This isn't a checkbook. It just does it by itself. So we're going to go ahead and add just an extra expense to show you how this works. If you didn't notice, I simply hit the little plus icon down here, then hit expense. You can also do transfers, balance adjustments, income, etc. Once inside, you can specify the account. You can add this to either of these if you want, or either or. You can also add a category, and this is very important. You can later go back and then run these through filters, etc., to find specific transactions that you did. It's very important to pick the one that's specific to this. Let's say I bought a plane ticket, so we'll hit travel. I do travel a lot, so it's not that out of the ordinary. Then you can add a quick description, so we'll say flight to client. And if you noticed, I accidentally hit the uppercase there, but it does automatically uppercase these things, which is a nice touch, saves you from having to do it. You can also set the payee if you'd want. I won't actually do that here. And then you set the amount. So let's say it was $450. Good enough. You can also set the date, and one of the things that really hooked us is that you can add an image. So let's say you wanted to take a picture of your ticket. You could add it straight from the photo roll just by hitting this and then grabbing it off of your camera roll. Then you hit done, and then there it is. It's got the little red tab. It's got the little icon to tell you that it was a flight. And then, of course, your balance changes as well. So you can hit this at any point in time to view those. And like we mentioned, you can sort these simply by hitting sort or filter. So that's great. And then we've also added credit cards too, so you can track these things. Like I've added a test electricity bill, etc. And then you can also add budgets, which is a tremendous thing. We created this test budget of $4,000, which is related to our electricity bill. And this can be set to do per month, per year, however long you would like to. You can also specify a starting date. And of course, as transactions, either income or expenses, come in and out, it tracks that, and it's all very simplistic and easy to use. One of the even cooler things about this app is that you have reports. Obviously, we don't have a full bevy of transactions to use here, but it's absolutely fantastic that to view these reports, you simply scroll down. Then you've got an entire list of these categories. By category, you can see reports, budget balance, account balance, trends, net worth, which we're going to do now. You simply hit net worth. Set the period. Again, we don't have lots of transactions here. You hit generate. It thinks for a second, and then there it is. Of course, this would look a little bit more fleshed out if we actually had content, but we don't at the moment because these are just some test accounts that we added. So that's the basic run through of what MoneyWiz has to offer. Of course, you've also got settings down here. You can choose to sync or encrypt all of this stuff if you'd like. Likewise, you can edit the categories to add or remove your own. And then even cooler, you've got this nifty little calculator down at the bottom, which in our finances we usually run to a calculator either on our phone or sitting on our desk. And then even better, this is absolutely fantastic for people like me who do lots of international exchanges. You've got a converter, and this uses all of the standard sort of currencies that you're likely to run into. Specifically, we like the Australian dollar and Great Britain pound. So it's very nice to have that there. All in all, just a fantastic setup. And if you haven't noticed, the interface is spot on. It's just gorgeous. We're really into the design of applications, and this one has done a fantastic job. It's easy to sort. It's intuitive. Everything works just exactly as you'd hope it would. And it will even give you scheduled reminders of things to come up. So if you have, some calendar events that you'd like to add, you can do so here. All in all, MoneyWiz is just a fantastic application, and although it doesn't tap directly into your bank accounts as Mint does, we kind of appreciate the fact that we can add transactions ourselves, and it also makes sure that we're on top of things, in our own right and keeping an eye on our finances, which is great. So all in all, as we did mention MoneyWiz, we gave it a solid, fully professional 5 out of 5 stars from us here at the iPhoneAppReview.com, as well as our recommendation. If you're looking for a finance app for your iPad, this is the one to go with. It's absolutely brilliant. It's quick, it's minimalistic, it's intuitive. Everything about it is absolutely perfect. As such, 5 out of 5 and our recommendation. And that's all we really have to say about it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and sign out, but we'll see you guys later. Bye.